Well, hello. On today's spectacular show, Mike, Paul, and I ravage these maniacal Gen Zers who've gone berserk. They shouldn't be allowed on to have social media till they're
Yeah.
17 or 18. They're turning our schools into gladiator arenas. Then we rag on the AARP. We're going to introduce you to Man Diapers Extraordinaire. Mike knows all about that.
Yes, I
And
do.
we're gonna get you cane certified. If you don't know what being cane certified is, well, stick around. You're gonna learn a lot. Let's go.
Okay.
Well, hello and welcome to Old People This Week. My name is Jeff, and as you can tell from the haircuts on those two guys, they're just out on parole. That's Mike, and that's Paul. How you guys doing?
Good.
Oh,
Good,
good.
Jeff.
Good to see you this week, Jeff.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Mike.
That's right. Good to see Farmer Jeff, because I'm ready for work when I'm wearing my bibs.
That is horrible.
It's a good look. Old People This Week is a podcast for multi-hyphenated, savagely smart baby boomers. So if you're under the age of 60 and you snuck in here somehow, stick around, you'll learn something. Every Thursday, we drop a new episode loaded with the kind of stories and information you need this weekend when you're hanging out at the pickleball court, the mahjong parlor, the food court at Costco, or of course at happy hour, where Mike and I consume gallons of cheap alcohol and make up stories about ourselves.
It's a marvelous experience.
Marvelous experience. And if you want to experience that marvelous sight of us drunk, just come get your ass out to the desert. You'll find us at happy hour any Friday. All right, we'll start things right off. We got a great comment from a viewer. His name is David Magana, 2813. I never get the 2813, the numbers after your name on a user on your user thing, but there's 208,013 of them, David Managas, I guess. But at any rate, he loved the video. He goes, I love the video. Keep up the good work, y'all. Y'all.
Yo,
There we go.
thank you,
Ladies
David.
and gentlemen.
Good to
Sounds
hear.
like he's from a good old Texan.
Texan, or it could be anywhere down south where they say y'all. They say y'all in Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, all those.
Yeah,
I
you,
don't know
you
what- I'm
write
not
it. Yeah, you write it better when you're in Texas. So
I don't. I'm going to get into people who talk say y'all. All right. The first thing, and this is right off the bat because this is breaking, at least for me, breaking incredible news. After digging around on the internet like the farmer I am, I found the most incredible picture of. Well, I'm going to have to take a step back. First of all, Mike. Mike's the one there next to me, and at least in this.
a good-looking
the way
one
I've
with
seen-
a perfect hair.
the cue ball head, white hair. He is known in the rap world as Whiz Bang. That's his alter ego,
That's right.
his stage name. But, and we have a picture here, the first, of him, of Whiz Bang on tour in the 80s, and he's clearly drunk or something, hanging onto the statue somewhere. Let's show this picture. Mike, what the hell was going on here?
That's in beautiful downtown Santa Fe, New Mexico. And after one or two too many exposures to the wonder drug peyote, I thought that bull was on the loose. So I
Oh,
was trying
my
to
God.
grab him and save the public.
Oh, my God. What city did you say this was in?
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Mexico,
And you were on
yeah.
tour in Santa Fe.
I was following the classical orchestra. They brought Whiz Bang on to wrap up the evening. And that's,
And now,
that's what they got for it.
and plus, after and even more digging around, I came across video of Mike and his other alter ego. When he was Whiz Bang, he also was known as, you get this, the Egyptian Lover. And I'm going to show you a videotape here of the Egyptian Lover. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Egyptian Lover.
Okay. That's pathetic.
That was Mike as the Egyptian lover. You can pick up if you can dig around, go to some old used LP store, you'll find his album. He were quite handsome in those days, a little swarthy looking, but it was kind of a cool era for you, wasn't it, Whiz Bang?
It was great, man. I had hair down to my shoulders. That was a big deal.
You were wearing
I
your.
think I'm getting. I know what I'm getting Jeff for Christmas. That's it. One of those personal bobbleheads. You know, you can get the face and make it into.
Yeah.
And since it's Christmas, I could regale you with a few choruses of White Christmas if you guys like.
No, please.
Save it to the end. If we have enough time.
No.
Time.
I have to.
We
I have
always
to go
have
get,
time.
I have to go get my trumpet out so I can drown it out.
Since I edit the show, there will always be time for me to sing and no time for any trumpeting, by the way, if I control it. All right, and this next video from Paul, I think you sent it, from the University of Houston, graduation of some sort. Maybe it took, I don't know when this took place because, well, maybe it's a winter graduation. But anyways, this kid got his diploma and he was determined to show off and do a fancy stunt after he got his paperwork, and you can see what happens. So he just falls, smacks himself. He gets up and he's wobbly too. He's like, oh. That's stupid.
What memories are made of.
Well, actually,
Yeah, and I love the dean who handed him his certificate is looking down at him, going, "Jesus Christ, what have we turned loose on the world?"
That's good. What did he graduate in? Kinesiology, but they always put the weird kids in. Phys ed. All right. All right. So we'll get serious here for my first rant because this one really pissed me off. I mean, like I was hitting my head against the wall when I read it. New York Times front page story this weekend about these whacked out high schooler Gen Zers and who gone absolutely berserk at this high school in Massachusetts, Revere High School in Revere, Massachusetts. And well, I'll just describe it the way the New York Times does because they're obviously smarter than me. First, a fight in the lunchroom, a dozen boys rampaging through the cafeteria, pummeling and kicking each other, overturning tables and chairs. Then other students jeering and jostling to film the fight on their phones. As one kid said, the kid named his last name Martinez, he goes, it was a stampede of videos. Everyone was trying to get the best angle. But the pandemonium was just beginning. Within minutes, students in other part of the building began receiving text messages about the lunchroom brawl. Suddenly, students rushed down to the hallways and careened down stairways to get their, with their phones to get the fight. So then the staff members, the teachers and the staff, people working in the cafeteria, are trying to control all this. They can't restore calm. The school ultimately suspended 17 students involved in the brawl, and so the last thing I'll say about this, in the form across the United States, technology centered on cell phones in the form of text messages, videos, and social media have increasingly fueled and sometimes intensified campus brawls, disrupting schools and derailing learning. The school fight videos often spark new cycles of student cyberbullying, verbal aggression, and violence. So, boys, what do you think of that?
Wonderful.
It's the state of where we are. Technology meeting. I mean, there's always been bullying in schools, first of all, right? Bullying has gone on since the beginning of time. But now, with all the electronics added to it and, trying to make it into entertainment, which is where we're taking our knowledge and our technology to, it's like, we look at it all for the common good. Like you say, Jeff, look at what we brought you, and now you're, screwing it up here.
Yeah, we were nice enough, that our generation, the boomers, to invent the internet for you and then hand it to you on our way out the door. And each succeeding generation has destroyed it worse till now. These kids are gone berserk. They don't know what they're doing with it. They're just taking videos of it and running around. Here's the thing, in my opinion. First of all, they shouldn't be allowed to be on social media till they're a certain age because they don't know what to do with it. There's a phone called a Bark phone. No internet apps or social media access. It allows parents to know when their kids get texts, and they can check, save photos and videos, plus track their child's whereabouts. It should also have, in my opinion, a zapping feature that give the kids a jolt when they do something wrong. They hold the phone.
Yeah.
Right, Mike?
Well, that just implies that parents are paying attention these days. I mean, it's ridiculous the shit that goes on. And in the case of those school fights, if any of those teachers or officials had intervened and thrown a kid down or slapped a kid to straighten him up or separated two kids and accidentally jerked one of them around or something, their ass would be in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's completely screwed up and reversed.
It's completely reversed. Here's another reversal of it. The parents are suing the schools in some cases because they say their kids aren't safe at school because of these fights, but they're the ones who are giving these kids their phones.
And sending these little idiots to school with no discipline, no parenting, parenting. I mean, it's ludicrous.
Yeah, it's ludicrous. But by the way, I went and I found some of these videos. They don't. A lot of places like Instagram and Facebook and stuff won't show them, or they're marked sensitive and stuff. But I dug around. You know how I'm familiar with the dark media. You know what's that called? The dark internet. I know all
the dark
web. I know my way around the dark web, and I went around scooting around looking for it, and I found some of these fight videos. I'm not even going to show them because they're that upsetting. No. But one I saw where a teacher did go grab this girl who was beating on another girl, and the teacher threw this girl to the ground. But here's the other thing. I don't know Donald Trump very well, but I haven't been involved in this election very much because it's just been such a screwy year. But I'm going to call up Donald, and I'm going to say, you must have somebody that you're going to make the head of the Department of Education. I hope it's somebody like Kristi Noem, who's just fucking crazy as hell. Send him down to Revere, Massachusetts. Let him go in there, take every phone from every kid, look at the video, throw all the ones who were involved in these fights, throw them in jail, and then clean house down there. That's what I think has to happen.
Yeah, it's too late, though. That's the problem. I mean, these kids have grown up thinking that kind of behavior is okay. Yeah, it's just,
I'm going to take away the cell phones. That's my new thing for the new year. I'll run for office, and that'll be my slogan. No social media for kids under 18.
Well, it's like we were talking about earlier. I love the answer of throwing the parents in jail. Kids get caught doing something, borderline breaking the law or going crazy like this and screwing everybody's life up around them. Then go get the parents, throw their ass in jail, and maybe they have a little chance to reflect on what they didn't do raising their kids.
I get that. I mean, that makes sense in some, but I know that kids nowadays, they would just get their parents thrown into jail just because they're spiteful. They'd do something wrong just to get their parents thrown into jail. So I think you got to throw the kids into juvenile jail.
Detention.
Social media.
Well, not but this is the truth, and it's not to make a joke of it, but right now you've got Trump putting up Linda McMahon, the former WWF president, right? So she might come up with your answers, Jeff, and you didn't even realize that. I mean, Linda McMahon as the head of the Department of Education might just
put them in a ring and let them fight each other for money.
And film it. Linda McMahon and Kristi Noem, and those two will get in the cabinet. They'll have a meeting at the White House, and they'll start beating on each other. Kristi will shoot her, McMahon.
Yeah, straighten your shit out in a hurry.
What a cabinet! All right, here's my rant number 2. First of all, I'm going to start off with show the cover of AARP Magazine. This is what I get in the mail twice a month. See it there, interact, AARP, it's called the Bulletin, comes once a month. And it says it's going to have it has stuff in there like on the cover in big letters that's going to help us. For us boomers, it says, cut social security wait time. It says, find the right pharmacy. I'll tell you, I'll find you the right pharmacy, just the one that's down the street. There's not any difference between Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens. They're all the same. Just go in there. So all these dumb articles they have in there. This was the first page I turned to, this article. In this issue, is it bronchitis or pneumonia? Oh, what, are you going to go to AARP Magazine to tell you when you've got a chest cold? Go see a doctor, idiot. Go to AARP.
Yeah, honey, is my lung brown or red?
Yeah. Self-diagnosed. Just go to Dr. AARP.
Jesus.
And there's this thing. They sell these they got a million ads in these things for us old fools. They had this one, which is a walk-in tub.
It's
Now,
an oxymoron.
one of you two geniuses is going to have to explain to me. If you have a tub that's a walk-in tub, it has a little door on it. So meaning you take off all your clothes, you walk in the little door, you close it behind you, you sit down, and then you turn the water on, and you sit there like a fool waiting for that thing to fill up.
Yeah.
And half of the old geezers who've got those probably get up, forget they're in a walk-on, just open the door and let the water go all over the place anyways.
Yeah.
And then what if you want to take a shower? Forget it. You can't even take a shower. You got to go sit in this stupid thing.
They're not advertising a walk-in shower, so it's okay. You know, as long as you don't live on the second floor underneath them, you're fine.
I'm just saying that is pretty stupid. It's an AARP special. And they give it to you free shower. Oh, there is a shower package plus $2,000 off. That's to pay for the water damage. So,
Probably.
and then what else? The other one
That and the clapper are probably the number 1 and 2 sellers right there.
the clapper wasn't in there, but that old woman was right there.
Oh my God!
Falling down, can't get up. Same woman, by the way. If you go to Google the images, it's her. She's the same person who's been doing it for 20 years, falling all over the place and trying to get up.
Yeah. She's like Flo, the insurance girl. She's making a bloody living doing that.
No, it isn't. Unfortunately, you and I both know that Flo makes millions of dollars, and this lady was paid like that You Got Mail guy paid once for $200, and she's been in every ad ever since. Now, here's the last thing I'll show you from the AARP advertisements. Check this one out. Can you see this? New homes from the 100,000s.
In Florida.
And they got a little arrow there to where this is. So I start poking around to see where it is. This Lake Susie in Florida. Yeah. It's a swamp. So you go down there for $100,000 at Chibi House. It's 55 plus. So they only are gearing this to dumb idiots who are over 55. You buy a house down there, and then you pull up and you get out of your car and you fall into a swamp, and they're getting chased around by alligators.
Nice.
Yeah, you get eaten. Life. You get eaten. Nobody sees you again, and they can resell the house quickly.
Yeah. Oh man, the things that they'll sell you in this AARP. Paul, do you get this AARP magazine?
I have yet to subscribe. I do.
You got to get it. It's classic.
No.
Well, there's two things. There's this bulletin that I just showed, and then there's the magazine. The bulletin is mid-month, and it's on paper, and then the magazine's a real, a glossy, big magazine. It's the one that I always rag about with Mike that they think that only people that we're interested in, because we're over 60, is other people who are over 60. I'm not. I'm interested in rappers. I'm interested in young people. I'm not interested in these stupid old people.
Well,
Michael
aside from your fixation on Christy Brinkley, that is.
Christy Brinkley is the world's greatest woman. She was bestowed upon us. She was lucky. We're lucky she was born. Except, again, as I've always said, she had one error in judgment. It's getting married to that fool, Billy Joel, like that dope. The terrible artist. Almost as terrible as the other guy. Since this is towards the end of the year, I'm going to just rip on anybody. The other terrible artist is, of course, Kevin Costner. Man, no talent, makes his 8-hour movies that I'm going to get into again a little later here.
You are so misguided. You're sitting there dressed in Farmer John coveralls and criticizing my boy Kevin. That's just not right.
Gloves are off.
Do you have like four ink pens stuck in the pocket of that?
I don't have any pens in there at all. I have tools in there. I have a hammer in there and some nails just in case I need to work on something when I'm off of here. I went to Costco today. It was a freaking circus, by the way.
Oh, this time of year, it's a nightmare. Yeah.
So what is
There,
that? Was that your fourth trip or?
there are people for the one thing that whoever invented those little carts that are motorized should be shot. There are people sitting in these things. They're everywhere. They take up whole aisles. They push around other people. And then to top it off, I go to the bathroom there, which also is a trip. And a guy comes in there with one of those machines.
Oh my God.
And it blocks up everything. It's like you couldn't move around. This guy, he just parks it right in the middle of the bathroom. He's got to go stand at the urinal. He pulls his old ass, 800-pound ass out of that thing, and he just leaves it there. Saunters over, takes a pee, takes forever. Everybody's standing back there going like, we don't want to make fun of the old disabled guy driving that thing. And he gets back in there, and it starts beeping because it has to go in reverse. And it's trying to back its way out of a restroom. Oh, man. That's my life.
So he asked the guy with the overalls, "Hey, kid, can you come help me?
Yeah.
I can't get my pants up."
Well, that's another thing. You know why? I ignore those guys. Who knows what they'll want you to do? Oh, man. All right. Third and last rant. I'm thinking about, our next door neighbor, or my next door neighbor, Rick. Mike, you've never had the privilege, Paul, but this guy is a character. But he has everything in his house. He doesn't have any cable. He just got he's got Verizon, I think, or Frontier. Yeah. So he pays a monthly fee. Everything's on the internet, and guess what? The internet went down. It was down for a week. No TV, no phone, no nothing, because he's on that one service, right?
Oh, he's
okay,
climbing the
fine.
wall.
And then they announced, YouTube TV announced yesterday that they're jumping their prices up 10 or 14% to $89.99. So my point is, less than 10 years ago, let's say 7 years ago, I was paying like $150, $160 a month for Spectrum TV. So I had basic, all the local channels. I had Cinemax, HBO, Showtime. I had Discovery because it was on there. There was a Disney Channel, everything on there. One-stop shop. Then comes along some engineer at Netflix who walks into Reed Hastings' office and says, "Oh, Mr. Hastings, we really don't need to send DVDs to people's houses anymore. We can just, stream this." Ding, the light goes on. Reed Hastings goes, "Yeah, we'll stream it. I don't have to be mailing DVDs all over the place." So... And then here comes the world of streaming. And all of us started cord cutting and jumping onto these things. At home, Valerie and I have, and this is no bullshit, we have ESPN, Hulu, Paramount, Peacock, Netflix, Apple, Prime, and Disney. Now, we're not paying straight for all of them because some of them are bundled, but basically we have all that. Mm-hmm. And then, and our monthly bill is way more than that, what I was paying for Spectrum. So everything's come full circle. They just screwed us over. They just did it a different way.
Yeah.
If I had Spectrum cable, you could have Spectrum cable and have access to all this and maybe get one service and you'd be saving yourself some money.
But you know why you should be happy right now?
Why?
Because you can't get season 2 of Yellowstone on any of those services you have until it goes public.
Yellowstone, oh my God. Yellowstone, Kevin Costner in a cowboy hat is 5 times worse than the regular Kevin Costner. Oh, man. But people like that now. He quit the show, and then now they got Billy Bob Thornton doing something that's like it.
It's a whole new series
Landman.
called Landman.
Are you watching it?
It's about the oil business.
We are. It's good.
Yeah, the oil business in Texas.
Yeah.
Texas
good?
and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth
really
a watch. Mm-hmm.
I'll watch
And
it.
there's a spin-off coming on Yellowstone, between
with that wife.
with the wife, yeah, his daughter and
Rip-
the ranch and Rip the ranch hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Rick the Ranch Hand. What is it, a porno? Jeez, Rick the Ranch Hand.
Oh, she married
Rick.
him.
The wife and Rick next week on
Paul,
Yellowstone.
Paul, this is the enduring frustration.
Yeah.
Trying to keep Jeff up to date
No,
on anything and everything that Kevin Costner is involved in. But here's news. The season 2 of 1923, which stars Harrison Ford and Who's the British actress? Anyway, it's,
No,
Don't
see,
watch
that's
it.
what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I
You don't
know.
even know what the hell you're talking about. By the way, nobody's watching 1923.
wait till they
Except you.
wait. Oh no. Well, you think they brought season 2 back because nobody watched season 1? It's terrific. It's really good.
Oh my God. All I know is Billy Bob Thornton used to wear a vial of blood around his wife's blood around his neck.
Oh, that's right. I
He
remember
was
that.
married to Angelina Jolie.
Jolie.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
vial of
Yeah.
blood. What a nutcase.
Yeah. Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren is
Helen.
ancient.
Dang.
Jesus. That's the old
Well,
makes
so's
Kevin
Harrison
Costner look
Ford.
young.
So's Harrison Ford.
Yeah, Harrison Ford's pretty old now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So can I add one minor rant to yours?
yeah.
Your lengthy, overproduced rants. Don't buy Skechers step-in shoes.
Why?
They
I got
don't
2
work.
pairs of them here.
The damn things don't work. Yeah,
I have
if you wear a size 9, you need to buy a size 12 so you can step in it and just walk away like the TV ads show.
Well, you know what? I will go along with you on one thing. I have 2 pairs of Skechers. One of them, and they're both supposedly slip-on. One of them is actually, I can do what they do on TV. I can slip into them. It's got like this little bubble in the back where the heel is, and once you get your heel past in there, it ain't coming back out. So once you slip it in, you're in there. You have to come. I have to go at night. I have to go, Valerie, please help me take my things. But the other pair I have, there's more of a, they're more, I would say thinner. You know, more. I can't. They're more walking shoes. Those don't slip on. You got to get down there and help them out.
Yeah. That's why I wear Crocs.
Oh my God, Crocs! You and Kevin Costner and Crocs. You know, oh my God. You know what Crocs? I don't. You know what? I'm not even going to go into what I think about Crocs. They're the worst thing ever invented. People like you, old people like you, walking around in Crocs.
Paul, that's another backstory we'll get into at some point.
Honestly, I would only think of wearing Crocs if I was washing my car.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he does. Oh my God! The 2 of you, just send me video of both of yourselves walking around washing your car in Crocs, like a couple old goats. Oh my God! All right, that's enough of that. The ultimate shame. This I entitled this because you sent me a video. One of you two sent me a video. Paul did, I think. Here's this guy in Toronto, Canada. He's walking around in a mall with his wife, and he's got a sign on, and it says something like, "Oh, I had an affair for 2 years. Ask me to tell you the deets." He's walking around the mall. I have a video. I can't have the video. I couldn't figure out how to download the video, or maybe I did. I can't remember, but it's just embarrassing. He's walking around there. She's pushing a baby carriage, by the way.
And very
screaming-
outspoken.
And she's with him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's pushing a baby carriage, and she has him walking next to her wearing this sign to a mall, and she's screaming, "This guy cheated on me! This guy cheated on me!" And he's just standing there, roaming around. So
Like
you can
a
imagine
sandwich board. Yeah.
a sandwich board. You can imagine the negotiation that went into this, where she finds out he's cheating on her. And she says, "Okay, well, this is the only way you get out of trouble is to wear this around your neck, and we're going down to the mall." Oh, man. That would make me not want. I don't know if I would necessarily do that. Not because he doesn't deserve to be humiliated for cheating on her, but with sometimes, what happens if she doesn't give up on it after he walks to the mall? What happens if it's just the day one of the 30 years of torture?
Well, if you think she was going to give up after that stunt, no. She gained all the leverage in the world, and it would never cease.
Right. It's oh my God. Anyways, that poor fool was wandering around. Probably right. He's probably wandering around every main street in Toronto, Canada now, announcing the fact that he's cheating on her, and she's following behind him, screaming at him. Oh, what a marriage that is.
No.
All right, Mike. I finally, I spent probably 3 months looking for a Christmas present for you. It's not easy. Buying
No, it
something
isn't.
for a guy who's, former internationally known rodeo rider, former rapper, whiz bang. man of, international reputation, man of, I don't know what you're a man of, but I couldn't find a perfect gift for you until I ran across this right here.
Introducing the Pit Diaper from Liquid Death. Now you never have to leave the pit or worry about leaks ever again. Powered by Depend Guards, the Pit Diaper locks away recycled Liquid Death mountain water, flavored sparkling or iced tea, and helps neutralize odor instantly. The Pit Diaper offers trusted all-show protection.
That's why I'm going to get you, Mike, so you could look. You'll be able to go to those marathon Kevin Costner movies that are 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to wear one of these diapers, and you won't have to pee. You won't have to say, Mary, I have to go to the bathroom for the 12th time. I'll just sit here and pee into this diaper and not have to move.
Look, if anybody wore that in public, actually, it looked like they have a giant tumor between their legs. That thing must stretch your pants out some fierce. I'll just stick to my Depends.
Oh man, it depends. There are moments in my life where I wish I had the Depends on. I'll tell you, so for perfect, honesty. But oh my God,
Moving right along.
yeah. No, but the company that sells them, they make their money selling liquid. So they know you're drinking stuff to make you want to pee, and then now they're selling you the diaper so you don't have to worry about it, and then they can sell you more of their cheesy water drinks. The names of their water drinks are Psycho Cider, Blueberry Buzzsaw, Green Guillotine. So anyways.
Yeah.
I tell you, but Paul, next time, if you want to see these diapers in action, next time Mike and I take a drive from where we live to Los Angeles, which is about a couple hours, you'll see them in action.
Buy a case, get one free.
Yeah. Well, they sold out, didn't they? Sell out? They sold out in like 24 hours. I don't know if maybe they only made 3 of them, but
They made 3, but you're right. Putting them on, they're big and bulky, and then you try to slip your pants over them, and you're going to look like you have. It's going to look like you're wearing something stupid on your pants. Oh my God! All right. Now, as always, we talk about animals. In this case, dogs. There's a study that just came out that dogs are able to express themselves by pressing buttons in 2 or more word combinations that are neither random nor accidental, according to this associate professor of cognitive science at the University of California at San Diego.
yeah.
All right. So I got into this. So I'm thinking to myself, if dogs can tap out messages, maybe that lazy ass dog Truman of mine could say something to me. So normally he's like this, just laying there underneath this desk where I'm sitting. Or I caught him the other day actually moving his paws around. You're going to see video of that right now. When I, and I was yelling at him, I'm saying, Truman, tell me what you want to say. Tap it out on here. On the ground, tap like this. So I started to walk away. I got frustrated. And then all of a sudden he started tapping out something. And you know what he said?
Yeah, I can imagine.
He said, I just peed in your closet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again.
Again. He did pee in the closet. Now, Valerie almost killed him. Oh, my God. Speaking of peeing in the closet, I got to tell you a story. Back when I was in college, I dated this girl, and we went to a party on New Year's Eve, where I was over Christmas break, at this apartment building. And we go there, and my date just gets shit-faced, hammered, just drinking too much, right? So I'm looking around for her. It's getting late, and where'd she go? Where? So I go looking to this tiny apartment, not a big apartment. I go into one of the bedrooms, and there she is squatting over a pair of shoes in the closet, peeing away.
Oh my God! Did you back out of the door and head out?
I felt sorry for her. She was so drunk that she thought she was in the bathroom going to the bathroom on regular. Instead, she was in this closet peeing all over the place.
Oh my God! I hope it wasn't her closet.
No, it was the worst. It was this poor people that were holding the party. I didn't even tell them. I just got her. Let's get out of here now. I think we better leave. They go in there and see you soiled all that woman's shoes.
Oh, God.
See the woman at church and she's wearing those shoes. Okay.
Well, the next day, you're like, what's this liquid in my shoes?
Yeah.
Liquid death.
See if she had, yeah.
Yeah, that's
She
what
had-
you could.
If she
You
had
had some
Crocs,
diapers for that.
if she had Crocs, you'd never have known.
She would know. They'd be smelly Crocs.
Yeah.
All right. Mike, you sent me this story on this other dog, since we're talking about dogs. This dog down in New Orleans named Scrim.
Scrim. I love Scrim.
It's going to take a little bit of backstory. So it's about this woman. Her name is, what is her name? Her name is Michelle Cheramay. And she runs a rescue place down there called Zeus Rescue. So she, keeps dogs, and she looks for people to adopt them. And she takes it dead serious. I mean, when they come and they stay with her, they're supposed to stay with her. Well, she got this one dog back when. It was this tiny little dog. It weighed 17 pounds, stood 1 foot tall, was dirty. He had abrasions on his tail and stomach. A chunk of his ear was gone. Some of his nails had been ripped off. An X-ray showed airsoft pellets lodged in his shoulder and chest. So this is a beat-up old dog, right?
Yeah.
She names him Scrim after a New Orleans grunge rapper. You would know this guy. You would know this guy, probably Mike from Whiz Bang.
He tried to copy
out with
me.
him.
He tried to copy me.
Anyways, he got it there. The critter lasted 8 hours in captivity before he slipped out of his leash and ran. Well, this Chardonnay woman went berserk, decided to find him, and so she started putting up signs everywhere, and it became this enormous thing, 177-day search that made him famous.
Yeah.
Lost poster dogs all over the New Orleans, freshly, they started this site so that people could upload if they saw him and so on and so forth. They chased Scrim for 177 days, tried using a net launcher, didn't work, using a professional tracker from Texas, didn't work. They finally trapped Scrim in a yard, shot him with the tranquilizer gun, and he went down.
Got him. But
That's not but this is the best part. She gets him back, and then she cleans him up, and she finds an owner for him, gets him adopted. So Scrim goes to stay at this other house with this other woman. Fine, lasts a month or so. The other woman has to go away for the weekend. She takes Scrim back to Chardonnay and says, "Can you watch him? Dog, sit him over the weekend?" "Yeah, sure, no problem." Scrim gets back in that house, and there's something about Chardonnay that drives him nuts. Chardonnay's sitting there at night. All of a sudden, there's a knock at the door. Or she hears a scream or something. She goes outside, and somebody goes, "Your dog just jumped off the roof." So Scrim went up to the upstairs bedrooms, crawled its way through a screen, got on the roof, jumped 13 feet, and then vanished again.
with a
Now
slight
the whole,
limp.
now the whole city of New Orleans is back on the lookout for him.
Brother.
Charlemagne says she's burned through $5,000 of her own cash to search for Scrim. Guilt has drained her appetite. Her phone chirps at all hours, wrecking her sleep. And then get this, teenagers prank her. "This is your dog," one texted, sending a photo of a kid on all fours.
Oh, no.
Gosh.
And then another man called to comment on her 30-year-old breasts. It's like she's trying to do something. She's trying to find this dog. All these people on social media are just ripping on her. Oh, my God. So
Life is not fair.
Life is not fair. So I Googled her this morning, or Googled Scrim this morning, and as of this morning, he's still on the loose.
Still on the loose.
Yeah.
As our 4 monkeys in South Carolina, still on the loose.
Still?
Still. They did an update on the local news last night. I don't know. I guess the CO talked to them and said, "Nope, there's 4 of them still missing, but don't worry. They're hanging out in the trees."
You think they're dead?
No, they're in the trees. They've seen them. They just can't catch them.
They'll eat anything, so they'll be okay.
Oh.
They're probably
They've seen 'em?
flapping it. Yeah, they're just hanging outside the facility.
Oh, they're not even roaming all over South Carolina.
They're still on Monkey Island. Yeah.
I thought this facility was not the same as Monkey Island. I thought Monkey
No, I
Island was
mean they're down. Yeah, it's down the road.
right. So there's this facility that got monkeys, and then there's Monkey Island.
Right, and they're still hanging around outside the facility.
Well, why can't they lure them with food? Like Mike says, they'll eat anything.
I think they're smarter than the others. I don't know.
They're up in New Jersey flying drones around right now.
Yeah, what's that story about?
Don't want to know.
But somebody was commenting, not their governor or something. Why are there all their drones up there?
All of a sudden, yeah.
Well, what do you think it is? You think there's like spies over there?
Well, hell, I don't know. It took our vaunted government 3 weeks to determine that balloon over Montana was actually a Chinese spy balloon, and let it get all the way across the country and then shot it down. How brilliant do you think they are?
What are you going to spy on in Montana? Anyway, it's a bunch of cows.
Missile sites.
Oh, they got them up there in
Silos.
Montana.
Oh, yeah. That's why they're there.
All right, anyways, we've burned through everything I wanted to rip on today. Trying to see if there's anything else I want to yell about. Let's see, I got to AARP Magazine. Mm-hmm. Got to those kids back in Massachusetts that were ripping the school apart. Let's see here. What else? And Scrim, stupid dog. I like New Orleans,
Scrim.
though.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only place I ever went where you could pull over your car to the side of the road and get daiquiris.
Or get a shrimp boil or crawdads.
Yeah,
Those little roadside stands are fabulous.
yeah. But they literally, this was a while ago, this is in the early 90s, but we pulled over the side of the road, rolled down the window, and ordered daiquiris, and a guy put them in the car for you, and you could drive around drinking.
Yeah.
The place where I bought my electric bike is called the Brew and Suds, and you could go in there. It's in a little town right near us here. You go in there, and they had a little bar in there. You could sit there and drink as they're working on your bike.
You bought an electric bike at a pub?
Well, that's what it's called. You can look it up. You can Google it when you're out here. It's called Brew and Bike or something like that. But it's and they got a bar in there. You go in there and sit down and you can drink. But that's like why I'm giving you crap about the diapers, Mike, because you go to those movie theaters where they serve alcohol. You get drunk in there and you have to go pee all day. That's why.
Of course. Why would you go if you couldn't drink?
Well, I went to movie theaters for 50 years. I never got a drink. I never had them.
Well, that's why you don't like them now that you're an old geezer. You just remember that dry experience.
I have never liked movie theaters. I don't want people sitting that close to me and they smell and they got all that popcorn and they're eating and they're chewing and all you hear is that noise in there. Oh, my God. Paul, you don't even know that half of this because we've talked about it before, but I do not go to movie theaters, and Valerie and the kids and my sons will not go to a movie theater with me because I've had these gigantic explosions of anger and just from people sitting too close to me and chewing popcorn and stuff. Oh my God.
Paul, you and your family go to a theater for a lovely evening out, and a guy in black coveralls walks in, sits next to you, and starts having a fit. Yeah,
He puts the popcorn bucket over his lap, and I get really concerned. Yeah.
And there's that. Who knows what that's going on? The last movie I was at was La La Land, so you can know how many years ago that was, and it was a complete disaster. I didn't last 15 minutes into it because this guy was next to me eating, and I moved seats, and I think the guy got pissed off, and he came down and he sat next to me again. And then that got me really angry, and I went in the back, and I stood in the back and watched some of the movie before I went and sat in the car. And then wife and kids come out, and then it's really like, what the hell is wrong with you?
But it really depends. I mean, going around the country a bit, right? It really depends what movie theater you're talking about. You know, you have to get geographically in a right area. I mean, if you're in a bad neighborhood and you go to a theater and it's like really just a mess. And you don't want to go back there again. I used to go in Los Angeles. I used to go on Sunday afternoons, to the Directors Guild of America Theater, right? You can get the proper screening, get the full, you get no concessions with your movie, but you get the movie experience probably to the best, right? And then, you get to a local. You get to a local theater in South Carolina here, and it's charming. It's called the Terrace Theater. It's in Charleston, and it has that full bar accompaniment, so you can get, a choice of 10 different beers and these mixed drinks and everything, along with your candy and popcorn and, ice cream and whatever else. And, it's nice. It's like a little theater, and it's quite enjoyable. But it's like I'm not going to, the mall anymore to go watch movies. You know what I'm saying? It's like the mall is off limits, as far as that goes. They're
where Mike goes, they got reclining seats, and they'll sit there and serve you alcohol, and you can just get there and get pleasantly buzzed while you're watching.
Get a foot massage, and it's a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
A foot massage.
4 hours later, you walk out and you think that's the best Kevin Costner movie I ever saw.
Yeah, anything looks good during that experience when you're drinking. All right, so let's go on to our Florida story here of the day. This is a shorty, but I couldn't believe it. Once you see the picture of it here, you're going to understand how stupid it is. We've had stories before where, Florida guys think they're superheroes or doing something superhero-ish, but it always ends in disaster, like where guys masturbating in a Wendy's or trying to hump a statue in front of a restaurant, or there was a bunch of those. But this time, according to this little news report I saw, 29-year-old Anthony Marino was completely covered in paint when people arrived receiving a 911 call. He was there. The caller stated there was a suspicious person that acted as though he was going to throw a crowbar at their car. So you're driving along, you stop, and you see some guy come out. He's going to throw a crowbar. Well, it's not just that he was threatening with a crowbar. The detectives wrote in a police report that Marino was covered in white paint on his head, face, and body. When they asked him why he was covered in paint, Marino told them he was the Joker. Like the Joker in the movies.
Oh, dear.
And he was holding the crowbar. Anyways. So that's the Florida story of the week.
He looks like he was more in a cocaine explosion to me. Oh, no. It's like,
probably was involved, too.
I really thought when I read this story it was going to be like, oh, he's all covered in cocaine.
Yeah. That's the other thing that goes on down in Florida. Either you're covered in meth or you're covered in cocaine.
Yeah, right?
All right. Before we go,
did you do your cane certified?
Oh, where is that story?
Got to do that.
I forgot to that.
That one's.
I want to show that video too because that is incredible.
Yeah.
So the video here is. Thank you, Mike, for reminding me. I was about ready to leave and end on that without forgetting this fool with his cane. There's this dude. Actually, who sent me this video was Jake. Jake and his girlfriend Uma, who are like, they want us to see this, to compliment on, to talk about it. They send me a picture of this guy who's on a website called the Cane Master, and he's demonstrating how to what he calls quick draw with his cane. Here's the video.
First problems people confront is, well, what do I do with my cane when I'm shopping and I want to hold something? Well, most of us figure out you can simply hang it on your arm. You can use an ATM machine. You can pick up a product. But there's actually two ways to hold the cane. If you hold it to the outside, you have one series of options on what you can do. If you hold it to the inside, there's a totally different series of options on how you could use the cane. How long does it take before I hear a random noise before I'll be able to strike Bob?
I do not want him hitting me with that cane because that was a lethal strike.
I was going to say, he has some strike force there.
Yeah.
Honestly, let me tell you something. A couple of things. First of all, if you're an old man, don't go around threatening people with your cane. And I don't care how tough you look when you're in a video and or slapping away at some dummy that's there. In essence, you try that in real life. Somebody will take the cane out of your hand and beat you over the head with it. And not only that, I'm going to show you this old fool. I'm going to tell that cane master. Let me show you this right here. See this? This is a metal freaking cane that I got when I hurt my leg, and the doctor made me have this for a couple weeks. This is a metal cane with this thing on the end here. If I see that old man and that wooden cane of his, I'll go over him and I'll whip him with this thing. It won't ever come out with a wooden cane again. This thing is solid metal. You hear that? That's the sound of it hitting my wood desk.
That's good.
Oh, man.
Valerie's running down the hall right now wondering what the hell is going on in your office.
Yeah, she won't let me near that cane. By the way, she hid it for a year. She goes, so you go, I went on the website behind all this old ridiculous cane master thing, and it says you could buy a personal protection walking cane for $200, a stealth traveler walking cane for $265, and a tactical master walking cane for $355.
Tactical.
And
This
you can pay
thing was like
$35 at Ralph's at the supermarket.
Well, yeah, I got this at a CVS or something. They have a racks of them.
Yeah.
And I'll beat that old man up who comes around me with that cane of his, that old goof. And then
Sound like it's a James Bond cane or something. You know, he's shooting something out of it.
this is what they try to trick old people into doing. Is like they're trying to say to us, with this magic cane, you know, some thief comes up to you. All you have to do is I'll teach you how to hit him with it. You get some 6'2" young 25-year-old thief. He's going to take that cane out of your hand and laugh at you, and then cripple you with it.
Yeah. That's why they make the bumper sticker, "Don't bring a cane to a gunfight."
Yeah, exactly. On the website, it actually had a section, and this is no baloney. It said, "Would you like to offer Cane Masters canes at your dojo? We offer volume pricing for dojos for those people at a dojo who want to become Cane Master certified." Cane Master certified. No, thank you.
Next.
No, thank you. Next, Cane Master certified. I'll certify you with this cane. Tell me how much you want. I'll give you certify you for $25, and you don't want to get hit with this thing. Cane Master
Certified.
All right. So we've done. So the last thing here is Reese Thomas, who's a friend of Paul and I. He's a goofy old dude. He's watching this right now, so I got to watch what I'm going to say about him. But Reese is a good guy, and I could go into Reese Thomas forever. I mean, first of all, Mike, he's a professional croquet player. You know how you play the game croquet? Croquet?
Yeah. Croquet.
Yeah, croquet. He is a professional, no joke, ranked in the world, would whip your ass. And by the way, if his Reese with a croquet,
Mallet.
what is that? Yeah,
Mallet.
that mallet in his hand. He's more dangerous than that cane dude.
Yeah.
But Reese is a professional croquet. What the hell is it? A croquet or what?
A croquette is something you eat. A croquet is what you hit the little ball through the hoop with.
What's a croquette that you eat?
It's like a little deep fried bonbon.
It's like a,
Right,
it's like a tater tot.
Yeah.
It's a croquette is one of those charcoal things you put in and you cook on. It's a
Well, that's a
charcoal
that's a briquette. Man,
It's a croquette.
you need to get out more.
You're digging your hole deeper with Reese here. Just get on.
That's what they call them. Don't they call them brick croquettes? That when you buy them at the store. Anyways, Reese Thomas, a goofy guy. He sends me these emails, and he's always got these guy quotes. So I thought he quoted one to me in a recent email, and I wrote him back. I said, Reese, just put it on videotape and send it to me. I'll put it on the show. So the next day I get a videotape of it. Oh, it's not a videotape, it's an audio tape. So I wrote back to him, I go, no, you don't get out of this with an audio tape. Put yourself on tape and send your quote. And so here's the quote from Reese, and enjoy.
This is the Old People This Week Quote of the Week. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Dr. Strangelove.
I sent you, Jeff, that I always remember his quote in the 80s. He always went around saying, space is a big place.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I've had enough of this for today. I got to go. I'm going to go. I have a bag of charcoal on back, and I'll bet $50 it says croquette on that thing.
You're on. You're on.
All right.
Happy hour for a year. It will say
You
briquettes.
can't back up, my friend.
It will say briquettes.
All right. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, Mike and Paul will come to your house and they'll help you put up your Christmas tree. They'll be a little hammered, but don't worry about it. They'll get the tree up safely. Please email us at oldpeoplethisweek@gmail.com. We'll answer any question you have, anything. Between the three of us, we know the answers to literally everything in the world, from Einstein's theory of relativity. Anything you want to know, we can explain it to you. If you don't like looking at their faces, I know it's pleasant to look at my face. Looking at theirs is kind of a drudge. No. If you don't, you can check us out on Spotify and Apple. That way, you won't have to see any of us. And our 52 tasks. This week is a task about Christmas and Christmas movies, and then it goes into a short hiatus, and it comes back next year with a entry that's being worked up by Mike, which is going to be a real trip. So, at any rate, everybody have a good week. Adios.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.